Before I start, I just wanted to let you know the images in this video are from the Buns Artist Edition. I'll be giving away a set of Bruynzeel Design pencils, and at the end of the video, there'll be a Royal Bunny Quickie portrait. And all links will be below. Hi, it's Dia. I'm happy to say that Bruynzeel has sent me 2 boxes of their design pencils, and this looks kind of special. So I'm going to open this up real fast so we can take a look at what is going on. This is, I wish you could see this. This is actually kind of like a light silver green color, and there's 4 little drawers. Wow, this is really nice packaging. The pencils are beautiful. They're very different from the other ones that came in that little set that I reviewed with the beetle on the tin and the metallics and the sharpener and the eraser about a week ago. These have numbers. The barrel is wooden, and then the color is indicated on the end. I don't think, I'm looking. Yeah, there are no color names, but like I said, they each have a number. Okay, these look really nice. This is a really unusual color. It's almost like a gray violet. Perfect for skin tone. It doesn't sound like it is, but it is. Okay, so 48, what looks like gorgeous colors. Okay, I want to get started. This is very modern looking. I love it so much. I'm going to keep this out. Okay, let's get going. I'm going to sharpen these first. I think I'm going to use the Panasonic, but I wanted to get them all super sharp to begin with because they start out with that sort of squared off point, and I wanted to be able to review them right from the beginning. I sharpened them all, and without using them, I'm assuming that the lead is pretty soft because a couple of them cracked as I was sharpening, and I did end up using the Panasonic, the antique sharpener. It is electric, and I probably will next time use the mechanical one because I think it's more gentle. I should say the mechanical, this one, the Mitsubishi, because you have a little bit more control. So let's get right to this and see how these work. I put the yellow down first because I wanted to see if it would do that trick that I accidentally discovered. Not so much. To a point. But I think these leads are so soft. Would you actually call these leads? That it went right over the top. So first blush, they're incredibly creamy. The colors seem nice. Meaning just from looking in the box and just from this green. I would say the pigment's really nice. And I'm assuming these are going to blend like crazy. All right, this is an interesting thing. The more I go over, the more the yellow shows through, which is exactly the opposite of what I thought was going to happen. But I started off here with the greens, and I can't say they're as pigmented as Prismacolors, but nothing is, I don't really think. But they're a really interesting combination of, I'm not quite sure what yet. They almost feel like drier, butterier Prismacolors. And there's nothing sticky or moist about them. Every time I use Prismacolors, I feel like they're almost damp. They're very, not gooey. I don't know what the word is, but they're very soft and smooth. But there's also a sticky quality to them. This is similar to that, but there's no sticky quality there. And they're drier, yet they're smooth like silk. So this is interesting. You could see that yellow ended up showing through the more and more I used. Okay, here is a beautiful I would say aqua, maybe Caribbean blue. Wow, that orange is like a nice bright tangerine. The pigments are intense. Like I said before, the lead is very soft. So there is a bit of fallout, but I don't know if I care. They don't hold a point as well as polychromos, but I wouldn't expect them to because they're much softer. I have to say though, I really like the colors so far. Let me see, do we have a white here? We do. Let's go over the top of this. Oh my gosh. I hope you can see this. You know what? I'm gonna do this to one side of the leaf, and then I'll leave the other side and then show you closer. They blend really nicely. Okay. There are a few colors in here that almost look like skin tone to me. Very light skin tone, but skin tone nonetheless. I don't have anything on here that would translate. Let me see if there's anything in this book that we can come back to this in a minute, because I think I have a person sweeping. Here we have a leg. Okay. Very light. Flesh or peach. These are very easy to use. I'm barely pressing. Let's see if this one has any more color to it. Add some dimension. This is that sort of lilac flesh tone. Let's see if we can give the indication of a knee without actually outlining anything with a marker. Let's get that white. That's not white. Blend it in. Oh my gosh, I love these so much. How do we not know about these? I'm sure there's people out there that know about these, but these aren't pencils that people talk about a lot. And I am wondering why, because they're pretty awesome. I'm kind of in love with these. All right, let's go back to the other image. Let's color this dragonfly, see if we can get some iridescent look going. And I keep forgetting to mention that these pencils, not only are they in those little wooden drawers, but in each drawer there is a styrofoam pad at the bottom. It isn't just one of those plastic trays. It's styrofoam. It's soft. It protects the pencils. I think that was a really good idea. This pink is almost neon. I'm leaving a lot of the wings uncolored, or I'm coloring very lightly because these wings are transparent. They're mostly like a window, so it would be bits of color glinting off in the sun, but you would be able to see probably the background through the wings if you really considered. And just like right here, I'm drawing an indication of the wing behind the other wing. I'm not going to make the background indicated, it would be too busy. These light colors, like I said, are light, but they're still very pigmented. It's more like a reddish violet. You know what? I don't want to start with that yet, because if I'm going to blend this at all, I don't want to put too many dark colors in there, because then that's going to be out the window. Let's get a purple. I don't know why I keep singing the Reading Rainbow song today in my head. Does anybody remember that show? See how this purple blends with the white. Oh my God, the white is like butter. Some of these colors are unusual enough that like this doesn't just look like yellow. This is almost like a little bit of lime in there. And so these colors are playing off one another so nicely. That's regular yellow. Let's see, do we need a regular pink? That's the very, is that the bubble gum? I don't want to do too much pink. That's a more blue, purple. Let's see how this looks blended. So nice. I think this needs more of this. It's like a crystal blue. These wings would be transparent, so I'm adding some elements on both sides. Meaning you would be able to see right through it into the next one. I'm not trying to be accurate. I'm just trying to see how nice I can make this look with this new set. And this color is perfect. That sort of wheat mustardy color, and these are so intense. So I'm going to quickly add some shadows in the form of a reddish brown, and I'm going to try to make this look like real gold, and I'm going to do that a little bit later in the video too, where I'm going to make a flat looking frame that's gold look like it has dimension. Okay, let's make this an emerald. Go in with that same golden wheat color and just add some to the base of the emerald, and then I added some brighter yellow, and then I'm going to take a light green and go around the perimeter. If this was just a cabochon or like a smooth surface, I would just not really worry about it because I would only be dealing with one facet, although a cabochon doesn't really have facets. But when the emerald is cut like this, you have to worry about the reflections on the different on the different facets. So on that side over there, I thought there might be a shadow since there was gold on the other side indicating light. I'm not going to make this perfect for the sake of the video time, but you see what I'm talking about. There's a little bit of depth over there, which indicates that the light source is coming from the left, possibly. I'm using a darker, more intense and shadowy green on some of the edges of the facets, and I'm picking up also other greens because there would be all kinds of light play going on, not only on the surface of that gem, but in the inside of the gem too, because there's somewhat of a transparency to faceted jewelry. So I thought, let's make that a little ruby on the bottom, and I used this ruby red color and I filled it in, and I made the mistake of brushing some of the dust off, and the pigment is so intense that I dusted some of that pigment right below the image, but I'm also happy to say that it came right off with a Bruynzeel eraser that was in the other 60 tin that I showed before. So I went back to the dragonfly for a second because I wanted to show what I did with the eyes. I used the turquoise color and filled it in really quickly, and I wanted to see what it was like to use a very sharp pencil, one of their pencils. This is a dark blue, and I added some detail right over the top, and there was no problem. So you can use the pencil very sharp and get very nice detail. So I decided I would make the rest of the dragonfly a little bit more intense with that lilac purple. Went right back over the top and decided to make his legs purple too, just to give him a stylized effect and to see how many different ways I could try to use these pencils throughout this book rather than just doing that whole image, which I will do some other time, but I just wanted to kind of go back and forth just to see what I could do with the set, right out of the box with no practice or warning. Now I'm just going to quickly color in this punk. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you that I am giving away the other set. So thank you for watching this. And as you know, or I hope you know that I really appreciate that you watch my videos and I try to give back as much as possible. So I am going to give away that other set. And all you have to do is share this video, and I'll put the link that you should share below in the information box below this video. If you also want to leave me a message below or a comment, that's great. And do me a favor, also give me a thumbs up, because the more interaction I get on the video, the more it gets shared, more people see it, and that works out great for me and for you, because then I can keep doing what I love to do for all of you. So share this video, give me a thumbs up, and leave me a comment below. Also, to anybody who subscribes to me, thank you very much, and Anybody who's a member of my coloring gallery, that's lovely also. I'm thrilled to see all of you there. And if you want to join, that's on Facebook too. Now, as for this large area that I colored really quick on this punk and this leaf, I do want to tell you that these pencils let you fill in areas very quickly and very nicely. There are certain pencils that I use. I feel like I have to be very particular and very careful because they're skippy or jumpy. That's not the case with these pencils at all. So this frame that I'm about to show you is going to have its own how-to later on in the week. So I ended up coloring this gold frame, like I mentioned before. And I love the way this came out so much with these pencils. When I first started using them, I wasn't sure if they were as pigmented as polychromos or as much as Prismas, but that yellow is so pigmented and you barely have to press. I can usually find positive things to say about almost everything that I review, and of course I'll tell you the negatives too, but I can't really say that I found anything negative about these other than, of course, there's only 48 in the set and I wish there were more. And I have to say, I love the way these feel. These are up there in as one of my favorite feeling pencils, and I really had a good time using these, and I would recommend them. At least recommend trying them. And it was interesting because I ended up getting a sample, and that's how I got introduced at a store. I love the way these feel so much. I really didn't do any investigating about the supposed quality of them comparatively speaking to other brands, but I love the way these feel so much. They're very interesting. They're different than any other pencils that I've used, and like I said before, the colors are slightly different. They're not your common red. They're not your common orange. Yes, you can see just from this image here that there's purple and there's greens, but they're slightly tweaked to one direction or another, and it makes for a very interesting image. And the other thing that I learned, not necessarily about these pencils, is that if you like a set, don't worry if they're touted as the best thing in the whole wide world. I know that some people like, I think they're called Holbeins or Holbein pencils, and some people love them and some people kind of trash them a little bit. Just like any other pencil in the world. I think the trick is, now that I've been using so many different kinds of pencils, is to find the ones that you actually like using. The thing that makes it so much fun for you that you can't wait to just pick up the pencil and put it to the paper because it feels so good. Yes, I'm a little bit of a pen and a pencil addict, and I feel like life is too short to use pens and pencils that you don't love. Same thing goes for coloring. Just find what you like. And if the colors are intense and beautiful and slightly different, like these, all the better. I also found out this same set comes in a watercolor version. I just saw them on Amazon, and I'm going to try to get my hands on that too and review those in probably a few months because I have a couple other things lined up. Um, but I can't wait to see what that's like also. So I would definitely give this 48 Bruynzeel Design Set with this really cool packaging a thumbs up. Um, I completely enjoyed using them, and I really look forward to using them again. And yes, there are only 48, like I said, but I really do think that you can create a beautiful picture or work of coloring or a commission, whatever, with those 48 colors because I think they did a really good job putting the color choices together. So that's about it for now. I hope you enter this giveaway because I think you're really going to like these pencils so much. And oh, I have one final word. They are wax based, and I always was paranoid in the beginning when I first started using coloring pencils because everybody used to scare me about wax bloom. And I have to say, I I understand that after you use layer after layer after layer, you can feel it, and you can feel it in these pencils too. But I truly can't say that I can recognize a difference between oil based and wax based unless the pencils aren't that great. And I have to say I really like these. So long story short, once again, thumbs up. So also, like I said before, all you have to do is share this, look for the link below, and it will lead you right to the share link, which is on my Facebook page, and give me a like, thumbs up, whatever you want to call it, and a share. um, I'm going to leave the rest of this bunny royalty video until the end for anybody who wants to see this, and I thank you ahead of time. That's it. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and good luck in the giveaway. Oh, and for anybody who wants to buy the set straight away, links are below like always. Thank you so much, and have a lovely week. Bye. In my head, I was trying to create an image here that almost looked like one of those old classic oil paintings. And of course, I'm not going to get the exact same results, but I thought it was fun trying to recreate it. And in even that background, in all those beautiful old oil paintings, there's that dark sort of, I can't say mottled, but the background is gray, blue, purple. It always to me looks like some kind of velvet hanging in the background. So I took several different colors and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wing it and just see what this ends up looking like. This was a whole lot of fun too because I got to use some of the colors that I hadn't gotten to use for anything else in this video so far. I have to say these blues are gorgeous. They range from denim to Prussian to Caribbean, and you saw some of those earlier. I wasn't trying to be too careful about the background because some of those backgrounds, they kind of look textured, and I'm trying to think, almost like, many layers of different colored plaster. Oh, so I took a Prismacolor blender here and I went over the top of all those different layers, and it gave me just the look I was trying to go for in this little bunny royalty portrait. I should have said something earlier. I was trying to go, well, I did say that I was trying to go for that, classic look. So I did my version of a colored pencil under painting too. I used some misty, foggy colors. And here you go. I hope you like it, and I will see you soon. Have a great week. Bye.